Good morning. I am Joe Sanatulino, serving as Assistant Professor in Department of Mechanical Engineering of Bharat Institute of Higher Education and Research, Chennai. Today I am going to explain about basic construction and working of gearboxes. This topic comes under the our course machine design 2, whose course code number is U18PCME601. The gearboxes are mechanical devices having system of integrated gears for providing different varieties of output speed even for a single input speed. That is, if if you have a one prime mover, say engine, if it is producing some 4000 rpm, let us consider the engine is running with constant 4000 rpm. But still, even though the input speed remains constant, you can get different varieties of output speed. For example, if you are shifting the first gear, you may get output speed as 1000. So if you are shifting the second gear, you may get output speed as 2000. If you are shifting the third gear, you may get output speed as 3000 rpm. Again, if you are shifting the fourth gear, you may get outputs of 4000 rpm, almost equal to input speed. So for getting this variable output speed, we are using the gearbox. Even though input speed, if at all, remains same also, by shifting the various gears of the gearbox, you can get different varieties of output speed. There are three basic types of automobile gearbox. They are sliding mesh gearbox, constant mesh gearbox, synchro mesh gearbox. We'll see one by one the working principle. First, first I will explain the basic principle of sliding mesh gearbox. You see in the diagram, there are the basic sliding mesh gearbox consists of basically three parts. One is clutch shaft, which I am showing in the green color, which carries the clutch gear, which also I am showing in the green color. Okay, so that is one. The clutch shaft is connected to engine through the clutch. The next shaft is a lay shaft. It is also called as a counter shaft. The counter shaft is in a for a four-speed gearbox. The counter shaft is having four gears which are permanently fixed to the lay shaft. Whenever lay shaft rotates, all these four gears are capable of rotating. This lay shaft, one of the gears of the lay shaft, that is the biggest gear of the lay shaft, is usually in permanent mesh with the gear available on the clutch shaft. So whenever the clutch shaft is rotating, the lay shaft is rotating. Since with the lay shaft four gears are attached, all the four gears will be rotating. B, D, F, H I am marked. All these four gears are rotating. We see here that the lay shaft I have shown in a black color in this diagram. Okay. So now from the basic diagram, you are seeing that clutch shaft shown in a green color and attached gear A will be rotating whenever engine is rotating, assuming that clutch is in a engaged state. So when clutch is in engaged state, whenever engine is started, that clutch shaft gear A will be rotating. So from A to B gear, power is transmitted. So as A gear is rotating, B gear is also rotating. B gear is permanently connected to lay shaft, so lay shaft also rotate. The lay shaft carries four gears. All four gears will be rotating. Now, output shaft I am showing as a red color in the top. But now you see, clutch shaft is rotating, lay shaft is rotating, but the power is not transmitted to output shaft because there is no direct connection between clutch shaft and output shaft, even though they remain coaxial, but there is no direct connection. there is some small gap is existing between a clutch shaft and output shaft. They are not tightly fixed. Some gap is existing between clutch shaft and output shaft. So they are not directly connected. At present, in this diagram, this output shaft will not rotate because this diagram is shown in neutral state. Here, only the clutch shaft gear A is rotating. B is since A gear is in mesh with B gear start rotating as D, F, G, H gears, which are permanently fixed to the lay shaft, they also rotate. But this here, the gears D and F, H are not in mesh with any of the gears available on the output shaft at present, because this diagram is shown in the neutral state. So whenever the gear D or F or H gear available on the main shaft, if it is getting engaged with any of the remaining main gears available on the output shaft, then only power will be transmitted to the output shaft. At present, only clutch shaft gear is rotating in this diagram and lay shaft gears are rotating, but the red color I am showing that main shaft gear which are not rotating because they are not meshing any of the gears available on the lay shaft. Okay. So the gears, namely C, E, G marked, they are slidable gears. They can slide along the main shaft for engaging purpose. When you are sliding and when you are sliding the gears available on the main shaft, right side or left side, so that it will come and touch any of the gears available on the lay shaft. When it is meshes with any of the gears of the lay shaft, then only power will be transmitted. At present, main shaft gears are not in mesh with the lay shaft in this diagram, so power is not transmitted to main shaft gears as well as main shaft. So main shaft is not rotating at present now. Next, see here. So as I explained that the sliding mesh gearbox usually has three shafts: clutch shaft, lay shaft, main shaft. The clutch shaft is connected to engine output and rotate when the engine rotates. A small gear is mounted on the clutch shaft, which is in mesh with a larger gears of lay shaft. The lay shaft has several permanently fixed gears. One of the larger gears is in permanent mesh with the gears of the clutch shaft, and other gears on the gears are not in mesh with the gears of main shaft in neutral state. The main shaft has several slidable gears, and these gears can slide over the main shaft to mesh with the different gears of lay shaft for obtaining the different gear ratio. Working of sliding mesh gearbox. At first, the clutch shaft is driven by the engine. It carries the engine output and rotates in the same direction as the top engine. The gear connected to clutch shaft also rotates. As the gear of clutch shaft rotates, the lay shaft gear, which is connected to clutch shaft gear, also rotates but in opposite direction. So the lay shaft rotates due to rotation of lay shaft gear that is rigidly fixed in the lay shaft. Due to rotation of lay shaft, other gears of the lay shaft also rotate, as all the gears in the lay shaft are rigidly fixed, including the reverse gear. The gears of the main shaft are internally splined, and the main shaft is also splined so that gears of the main shaft can slide over it. The gear of main shaft are shifted and meshed with the different gears of lay shaft to obtain different gear ratios required to face the different road and traffic conditions. For example, you see here, let us consider, I am coming back to sliding mesh gearbox in the neutral state diagram again. Let us consider you want to run the gear in the first first gear. You want to engage the first gear. Let us consider the engine is running with 4000 RPM, so that the clutch shaft is the engine is connected with the clutch shaft through the clutch, assuming that clutch is in engaged condition. As the engine is rotating, the clutch shaft also going to rotate with the same speed. Let us consider. Let us consider engine is constantly running with 4000 RPM. For example, let us consider it's a constant speed engine. It's going to run with 4000 RPM. Let us consider at this moment in a given within the particular load and acceleration condition. Let us consider engine is developing 4000 RPM at this moment. Now, this since the clutch shaft is connected to engine, and since the clutch is in engaged state, the clutch shaft also will run with 4000 RPM. The clutch shaft gear A is engaged, is a small gear, so that is rotating with 4000 RPM. But it is engaged with a bigger gear. So normally bigger gear will be rotating with a low speed. Small gear rotate during in a pair of gear engagement. Small gear will be always be rotating fast, and the bigger gear will be rotating slowly. So in this example, I have taken that engine is running at this moment at 4000 RPM. Okay. So the clutch gear, the A gear also, the A gear which is connected to the clutch shaft also rotate with 4000 RPM. The gear A, as shown here, is in mesh with gear B. Let us consider the gear A has 20 number of teeth and gear B has 40 number of teeth. In this case, when the engine is rotating with 4000 RPM and when the gear A is rotating with 4000 RPM, the B gear will be definitely will be rotating with low speed. For example, say that it is rotating with 2000 RPM. So as the gear B is rotating with 2000 RPM, the all the clutch shaft, the lay shaft and counter shaft are also going to rotate with the same 2000 RPM. So clutch shaft rotate with 4000 RPM, the gear A rotate with 4000 RPM in this example, and the gear B is rotating with 2000 RPM, and hence the lay shaft and all the gears fixed on the lay shaft are rotating with 2000 RPM. Let us consider. Now at present in the diagram, power is not transmitted to main shaft because the main shaft gears are not connected, not in mesh with the lay shaft gear. So power is not going to main shaft. Okay, let us consider I am going to shift to the first gear. When I am shifting the first gear, what actually I am doing is, when I am shifting the first gear, what is happening is the gear G is slidable gear. It is sliding towards the right and it comes and meshes. When you are moving the gear G right side, the gear G that is biggest available on the main shaft, it comes to right side. Then when it is coming to right side, it will go and touch the mesh with the gears of the gear H marked on the lay shaft. So when the gear G goes and meshes with the gear H marked available on the lay shaft, power from lay shaft is transmitted to gear H is transmitted to G, the gear G available on the main shaft. Now let us, as I already told, the A gear in this example, when engine is running 4000, A gear is running with 4000, B gear is running with B gear, and shaft, all the lay shaft and all the gears available on the lay shaft are running with 2000 RPM. Now, when after engaging first gear, the G gear touches and meshes with the H gear in the first gear. That time what happened, this H gear is running with 2000 RPM in this example. Then so bigger gear G is engaged. So the bigger gear will be running with the low speed, then speed of the H gear. When speed H gear is rotating with 2000 RPM, the G gear will be rotating with lower speed. For example, it will rotate with 1000 RPM. Okay, so when it is rotating with 4000 RPM, it is internally, the gear is internally connected using the splined construction with the main shaft. So main shaft is running with 1000 RPM only. Okay, now, so here, listen now. Engine is running 4000. Clutch shaft is running, clutch shaft and green color gear A is also running with 4000. The gear B is running with 2000. All the lay shaft gears are running with 2000 rpm, and because of the gear mesh, as the gear is engaged, G gear is touching and meshing the gear with the H. Gear power is transmitted from H gear to G gear. G gear is because of bigger size, it rotates with lower speed. For example, it is running with only 1000 rpm. So that the gear G is internally connected with this main shaft through this splined construction, so that main shaft starts to run with 1000 rpm. In this way, engine, even though engine is running with 4000, the gearbox outward shaft is running only with 1000 rpm. So even though engine input shaft is running 4000 rpm, but gearbox output shaft is running only with 1000 rpm, 4 times speed is reduced. That is, gear ratio is 4, or speed reduction is 4. So 4 times speed reduction is achieved. So most of the automobile gears are used for reducing the speed. Engine is produced with high speed, but we are using this gearbox. Most of the state it is reducing the speed. When you are reducing the speed, actually torque will be increased. Torque of the output shaft will be automatically increased. The torque is required for starting of the vehicle, starting of the wheel in the during starting condition. That is why in the first gear condition, engine speed is high speed, but your gearbox output shaft speed is reduced to 4 times lower, which means torque will be multiplied 4 times higher. So this situation is required during starting of the vehicle. During starting of the vehicle, we need low speed but high torque. That is achieved by the gearbox. Power remaining same when engine power is actually transmitted to the output shaft. Even though that power remaining same, when power remaining same, when you are reducing the speed, naturally torque has to be, torque will be increased automatically. In this way, first gear you are getting low speed but high torque. Okay. Now, similarly, when you are engaging the second gear, when you want to, after vehicle is started moving, then you want to increase the speed. Then driver shift to the second gear. That time, what is happening in this 4-speed gearbox which I taken, when driver is putting the second gear, the gear is shifted towards the left side. When the gear is shifted towards the left side, it comes and meshes with the gear F available on the lay shaft. Now power is transmitted from F gear to E gear. So E gear also starts rotating, and hence output shaft also, that is main shaft or output shaft also starts rotating, and hence wheel also rotating. Power is transmitted to the wheel also rotating. Okay. Similarly, when you are when driver put the speed, so in this example, okay, so similarly when the driver put the third gear, what is happening is the gear C is moved to right side. When gear C is moved to right side, it meshes with the gear D, and the power is transmitted to from gear D to gear C. Now power is transmitted from gear D to C, so gear C will start rotating, and when gear C is rotating, it is internally connected with the splined construction with the main shaft, so main shaft also rotating. So another varieties of speed is obtained. Next, let us consider fourth gear, that is top gear. In the 4-speed gearbox, that is the top speed. In the top speed, I want to run the speed, gearbox output speed, I want to run with the same speed. That is first gear, even though engine is rotating at 1000 rpm, when you are first gear, when you shift the gear G, you are getting only 1000 rpm. Much speed reduction is achieved. Okay. Whereas in the top gear, in the 4th gear, for example, when you want to run the gearbox output with the high speed, that is same speed as that of engine speed. Let us consider in this example. In that case, I will move when driver put the top gear, that the gear C will be moved left side, and when it is moved in left side, it get engaged with the gear here using the some of the some projections or dot clutches available. It will be engaged. It will be getting fixed with the A gear. It will get engaged with it will get tight connection with the gear A. So these two gears are direct contact now. That is A gear and C gear. In the top speed, C gear is moved to left side. This is the A gear. C gear is moved to left side. It get locked with the projections with the whole slots available in the A gear. So it gets locked. Then what will happen? Uh, what is the engine speed? With the same speed that the C gear also rotate. The engine is rotating 4000 rpm means because of direct locking now. A gear and C gear also rotate with the 4000 rpm. In that way, output shaft is also made to run with the same speed as the top engine speed. The engine is running with 4000 rpm means that this output shaft also runs with 4000. That is why in this case normally speed ratio is 1 because same speed engine is running, and gearbox outputs also runs with the same speed. Okay, so by suitably providing suitable number by controlling the number of teeth on E and C. For example, when you are engaging, even though engine is constantly running with 4000 rpm, first gear if you are engaged, you can run the way out gearbox output speed with 1000 rpm. Engine running 4000, speed is drastically reduced in the first gear. Only output shaft is gearbox output shaft are running with only 1000 rpm. Okay, 4 times speed reduction is there. Okay, next in the second gear, by adjusting the number of, by designing suitably number of teeth on E gear and F gear, you can make the output shaft to run with a speed of 2000 rpm when second gear is engaged. By suitably controlling the number of teeth on, by suitably designing number of teeth on C and D, when in third gear, when you are engaging a C gear and D gear, third gear portion, you can make the vehicle to run. You can make the output shaft to run with 3000 rpm. So in the top gear portion, directly you are connecting, direct connection. So in that way, engine is running 4000. That gearbox C gear also will run with the 4000 rpm. So in that way, what will happen? In this example, what I taken, the gear G, first gear you can run the much speed reduction. The engine is running always 4000 rpm. For example, momentarily for a particular acceleration portion and a particular load condition, let us consider engine is running with 4000 rpm. But in the first gear, you can get much speed reduction. That is, output gearbox output can be made when you are engaging the first gear. Gearbox output shaft can be made to run with 1000 rpm in the first gear. 4 times speed reduction is there. Okay, second gear you are slightly improving the speed when you are engaging the second gear. E and F gears are engaged. That time, second gear you can get the output shaft to 2000 rpm by adjusting the number of gears during design by adjusting. Similarly, third gear you can get the output shaft to run with 3000 rpm. Fourth gear engine speed is 4000, and fourth gear output gearbox output shaft also made to run with 4000 rpm. So in this example, first gear gearbox engine is always rotating with 4000 rpm for a given acceleration portion, whereas gearbox output shaft can be made to rotate with 1000 rpm in first gear, 2000 rpm in second gear, 3000 rpm in third gear, fourth gear 4000 rpm. In this way, 4 different varieties of output speeds are possible. Okay, so this is how the sliding gearbox works. This is how a 4-speed sliding gearbox works. Okay, next. Next, we will see about caution mesh gearbox. Okay, now see here. In case of caution mesh gearbox, here I am showing the 2-dimensional view only. Again, caution mesh gearbox also similar to sliding mesh gearbox only. But what the main thing is, here the gears on the main shaft and gears available on the lay shaft always in permanent mesh. During gear shifting, you need not slide the gear. The gears are permanently fixed. Only for during gear engine, we are going to move a small mechanism called dog clutch mechanism. Okay, that is the basic difference between a sliding mesh gearbox and constant mesh gearbox. Okay, in case of sliding mesh gearbox, actual gears available on the main shaft, we are going to slide it during the power transmission. Whereas in case of constant mesh gearbox, gears are available on the main shaft is permanent mesh with the gears available on the lay shaft. Okay, but for power, when how it is getting transmitted, for power transmission, it takes place through the dog clutch. We have two small mechanism called dog clutch, which is kept in between the gears. Through them only, when dog clutch is engaged with any of the gear, correspondingly power is going to transmitter. Okay. Now, as usual, here construction wise, if you see, this is a difference. Construction wise, here also, engine is the clutch shaft and the clutch shaft gears are there, and the lay shaft is having 4 gears, which are permanently fixed, and here main shaft. Here the main shaft gears are simply rotating over the main shaft. The main shaft over the main shaft, they are simply rolling over the main shaft. Okay, so when they are simply rolling over the main shaft, they cannot transmit, they cannot make the main shaft because some bearings, they are fixed over the bearings on the main shaft, so that they are simply rolling. Okay, to transmit power to the main shaft, the particular gear has to be connected to the dog clutch. Okay, because the dog clutch is only having internal splines, that is only will rotate the main shaft. This is the basic difference. As usual, here, so as I explained that here also was basic difference between a sliding mesh gearbox and constant mesh gearbox, I already told. Okay, now here you see, um, in case of this here, when you want to engage the first gear, see here, the dog clutch 2 is moved right side. The dog clutch 2 is moved right side, and some projection available on the dog clutch 2 will get locked in the gear G. Okay, so that when it is getting locked, power will be, because all the main shaft, in this case, no, whenever engine is running, lay shaft is also running, all the gears of the main shaft is also running, but power will be transmitted only through dog clutch. Now I am engaging dog clutch 2 with the G gear in the first gear. Then what will happen? G gear is rotating, so power is transmitted to dog clutch 2. Dog clutch is splined construction. It is connected with the main shaft. It makes the main shaft to rotate with the speed of G gear. Okay, here as usual, here when engine is, if you can assume that engine is running with a constant 4000 rpm, here also we can get 4 varieties of output speed. How? In the first gear, dog clutch 2 has to be moved to right side to go and touch, to get locked with gear G. So when engine is running with 4000 rpm, the lay shaft as usual running with 2000 rpm in this example, then main shaft gear G is running with 1000 rpm. But in the first, since dog clutch 2 is engaged with with G gear, the dog clutch also rotates with 1000 rpm, and dog clutch is connected with the main shaft, so main shaft starts to rotate with 1000 rpm. So first gear, even the engine is running with 4000 rpm, you are getting that main shaft, gearbox output shaft, that is called main shaft, is running with only 1000 rpm. Same thing, first gear, you are getting much speed reduction, correspondingly torque will be increased. Okay, now, so similarly, third gear, dog clutch has to be moved to left side. It goes and it touches, it goes and getting locked with E gear. Then what happens? E gear is, whenever engine is running, lay shaft is running, all the gears of main shaft is running. But now in the third gear, power is transmitted to dog clutch 2, because dog clutch 2 is coming to left side through the gear E. I have marked that. E gear and dog clutch 2 are touching. So they are locked. So with the same speed as that of E gear, dog clutch 2 also running, engine is also running with the same speed. Similar for second speed, for third gear speed, so dog clutch 1 has to move to right side to get engaged with the gears available, main shaft gear C. Then what are the speed main shaft C is rotating? With that dog clutch 1 will also rotate and the main shaft also will rotate. Okay. Then top gear, fourth gear, I am going to move the dog clutch 1 to the left side. Then dog clutch will go and get caught in the, will get attached with the gear A. Then both they will rotate with the same speed. So in that way, engine speed is directly now. Engine speed is directly transmitted to clutch shaft. From clutch shaft, power is directly transmitted to dog clutch 1 because they two are in contact. So when dog clutch is rotating, main shaft is also made to rotate. That is output gearbox main shaft means gearbox output shaft, that is also rotating with the same speed as that of engine speed. Okay, so engine is rotating 4000 rpm, then your dog clutch also will be rotating 4000, and which means that main shaft also rotating with same 4000 rpm. So speed ratio 1 you can get, or gear ratio, that is the same speed as that of engine, that gearbox output shaft. That is main shaft I am calling as a gearbox output shaft is made to rotate. In this way, here also you can get 4 different varieties of output speed. Okay, students, listen. Now, what is the basic difference between a constant mesh gearbox and a sliding mesh gearbox? I will just outline it again. See here, in case of constant mesh gearbox, all the gears available on the main shaft is permanently in mesh with the gears are available on the lay shaft, but still power is not transmitted because these main shaft gears are simply rolling over the main shaft. They are not making the main shaft rotate. How the main shaft is made to rotate? When power from a particular gear on the gear shaft is to be transferred to dog clutch only drives the main shaft through the internal spline construction. That is the basic difference. Okay. Otherwise, they are similar only. So okay, if you see the basic advantages and application of constant mesh gearbox, you can see constant mesh gearbox is quieter in operation because in constant mesh gearbox, since main shaft gear and lay shaft gear always in mesh, you can use helical gear. Whereas sliding mesh, you cannot use helical gear. So in constant mesh, you can use the helical gear. Helical gears are normally gradual engagement and hence they are very silent in operation. So silent operation you can get because of usage of helical gear. Possibility of helical gears can be used in your constant mesh gearbox. Okay, but here in sliding mesh gearbox, when during the shifting of gear, bigger gear has to move right side or left side like that. But here only dog clutch we are moving. So big gear need not be moved right or left to get engaged with the gears on the lay shaft. Because when in sliding mesh, the main disadvantage of sliding mesh gearbox is when you are engaging the gears, bigger gears, to get meshed with gears available on the lay shaft, sometimes the teeth may get damaged during meshing process. When teeth are continuously getting damaged, then it may break. In that case, you have to replace full gears, costly. Whereas in this case, gears are not going to move. Okay, gears are permanently in mesh. Only the dog clutches are going. If the dog clutches are damaged also, you can easily replace. Okay, that is the main advantages of constant mesh gearbox. Okay, so the constant mesh gearbox was mainly used in farm trucks, motorbikes, and heavy machineries. It was also used in cars like Ford Model T. Okay. So recent vehicle, whatever in our present day vehicle, we are using the constant mesh gearbox only with slight modification called synchro mesh gearbox. About that synchro mesh gearbox, we see much detail in the next class. Okay, students. Thank you very much. If you are having any doubt, you can ask me. Otherwise, we will go to synchro mesh. I will explain about synchro mesh gearbox in next class. Okay. Thank you, students. Thank you very much.